So, beef jerky update. The stuff has turned out very, very, very good. I think it is better than the stuff you get at the store. Yes, I cut it a little bit thick, but have a look at some of the stuff you buy at the store. Some of that stuff is thick. And I basically wanted to cut it somewhat like that. And I copied what, basically the jerky you get from the store. You get some thin cuts and you get some thick cuts. So I experimented. Obviously, this batch here was thinner cuts, and this type here was thicker cuts. And it all tastes really good. And the true test will be later when I give it to my friends. But I love it very, very much. And this is the end result. Now what I'm doing is I have the jerky on my tiny house wood stove in a single layer on some pans. And the idea now is to simply dry it because it had sit out overnight. And right now I just want to heat it and dry it on these pans to get the extra moisture out from the humidity that was in the air outdoors overnight. And then I can package them away for long-term storage. And for now what I'm going to do is put them in the freezer. And some of these, after my friends have tried them and given me their feedback, some of them I will dry to a further crisp to where there's no moisture at all, and then I'll vacuum seal them. So it's a long process to get them to long-term storage for shelf stable. But they're so good. I can't tell you enough how good it is. Also, I want to clarify, by the way, some people had seen that I started, actually I didn't show anything, I mentioned that I started the smoker with standard charcoal. But what I didn't tell you, and I should have said in that video because a lot of people got mad at me, I switched to real charcoal, real wood charcoal. So real wood chunks, blackened chunks of real wood for the final, for the whole entire cooking process. So I started the smoker with cheap normal charcoal and lighter fluid, and since then people have told me how I can start charcoal without lighter fluid, so thank you everybody. And then, like I said, I switched to real lump wood charcoal for the entire process. So that gives it a very, very good flavor. I did not like the smell of the cheap stuff, so I immediately switched as soon as that had heated up. And yeah, I should have told you that. I did show you at one stage inside the burner, but I don't think I showed you after I switched over. So it's really good and all natural, and I'll share with you in an article here, and I'll post a link to the article down in the description below, and also a button you can click on the video itself in the corner. It'll be in the bottom corner here, so reminder to self, put the link here, and then you guys can all just click the link that's going to be right here in the corner and go and read the article with the recipes that I used. I made these recipes up, and I'll tell you what I think of each one, and you can pick and choose, and I'll also give you all the details of how the smoking went. So check out the article, and talk to you all later. Troy from the Do-It-Yourself World and the Off-Grid Project, out. The jerky is cooled and brittle and crisp. I just broke this piece in half, snapped right in half, so it's brittle and dry as a bone. So I'm putting it in Ziploc bags to protect it from getting wet again, and then I'll put it in something to keep it dry, and there you have it. That's ready to be vacuum sealed for long-term storage. Now I'm going to be doing that in smaller portions, like a few pieces at a time, so you can pull it out and use it in stews and whatever. But there it is, all done, the finished product. All brittle, crisp, and dry. All moisture is gone out of it and ready for long-term storage. Well, there it is, everybody. The final product. That's about a third of a deer right there. It does not look like much once you bag it up like that. I've got about this much in equivalent that I'm giving to friends as samplers, and then I'll be writing the article about how it turned out. So I'll be sharing with you all the feedback from my friends on which flavors are the best. But roughly it's about a pack about that much. I took 4 different Ziploc bags with about half of what's in here each as a sampler of each of the 4 flavors to share with friends on the weekend. And then what I got, another batch, the batch from the barbecue grill is probably half again as what you see here. So this is just under 1/3 of a deer here, but sure doesn't look like much when it's bagged up like that, does it? But when that's reconstituted as in a soup or whatever, survival meals, that's going to be really good. So the next step, when I get to it, will be vacuum sealing what I want to put away for long term, and then putting it in food grade buckets. This will last. And before I do that, I'll pasteurize it one last time and then vacuum seal it. But that'll be a video for a different day. So that's it, everybody. From the forest to the Ziploc bags, processed, done, and finished. Ready to eat. Deer venison jerky.